Howdy everyone, GORSD here, and today we'll be looking at GORSD on Nintendo Switch. GORSD is an intense arena combat game, and a weird one at that. You start off by popping out of a Woomai, which, as weird as it sounds, I think is a really cool way to start off the game, and it's probably the least weird thing that'll happen in this game if I'm being honest. So the game consists of wandering through an overworld which will connect levels in which there are a few battle types, with the main one being standard, which is to make the entire level your color. There are of course other ones such as Hunter, where you have to get more territory than the enemy while being the hunted, Domination, where the first to get rid of 100 points wins, Deathmatch, which is a last man standing, and Kill Mode, where you have to reach a certain amount of kills. And as for the multiplayer, there's a team mode of almost every one of those modes, as well as modifiers that change how the game plays. Of course, through all of this, there's some sort of story, I think, with weird acid trip level monsters. As for the gameplay, you get one bullet to shoot at enemies, which you can be hit by if it bounces back, but you can recollect your bullet and or avoid getting hit by holding ZR or ZL. So it comes down to taking over the map and shooting at enemies. That's pretty much the gist of the game. I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I'm not sure if it's because the game's difficult or not, but even for a tough game, if it is one, I really suck at it. The first few battles basically hold your hand and just show you how to play, so you've got no real challenge to worry about. However, after the few tutorial ones, the game pretty much lets you go and drops you straight into what all this game is about, at least what I think it's about: challenge. Not only do you have to get the hang of movement and avoid killing yourself, something not only I did a lot, but I've even noticed the bots themselves do it, but you're pretty much always up against multiple enemies, leaving you outnumbered. And the more you die, the longer your respawn time gets. And if you lose too many battles, you get punished with a mark of shame by becoming a worm and unlocking easy difficulty in battles. I ended up bringing the game over to my friend's house, and we took turns on the single player between him, my fiance, and I, until we eventually switched to the multiplayer mode, where I personally had a lot more fun. The multiplayer just felt a lot more tame, whereas in the single player I was always dying, and quite often to my own bullets. The multiplayer can be enjoyed by multiple people that aren't very good at the game, and thus provides for some evenly balanced, hilarious matches. Still, just because I'm not good at the single player doesn't mean I won't give it props for being an interesting experience. Overall, the levels of both single and multiplayer are very well designed, and the game modes that go with them are just fine as well. It's not for me personally, but I don't think that this is a bad game just because I suck at it. Not only did my friend enjoy the game, but my fiance did too, and she actually got quite good at it. In fact, most of the single player footage captured is her playing it. So I'll conclude this review by saying it may or may not be a tough game, but even through the toughness, there's still fun to be had, especially if you have friends to play it with. If you want this game yourself, it is available on the eShop for $17. I'd like to thank Springloaded for sending me the review key. This is GORSD on the Game Clips channel, and I'm out.